Hello, everybody, and welcome to my review of When Darkness Loves Us. This is going to be spoiler-free, of course, because these books were out of print since the 70s and 80s, and they're finding a whole new audience now. And since they're pretty lesser known, I don't want to really spoil these stories for anybody. I want everyone to find them, enjoy them, love them, and I don't want to ruin it for everybody, but this is just for people who are on the fence pretty much. Because I did have one friend who was wondering if these were just books with pretty covers or if they had good stories too. And so far, at least, they do have good stories. I loved When Darkness Loves Us. So far, I'm really loving Let's Go Play at the Atoms. And I'll have reviews for all these books. But they are more than just pretty covers. And they're finding a whole new audience now, which I am really glad about. It's really exciting that these books are coming back into print and these wonderful stories are being found again and these awesome authors are being found. And so anyways, with all that being said, I'm going to get into the actual review of it, which when I started to read this book, I had about an hour to kill before a live stream the other day. And so I was like, you know what, I'll just start reading. And so I read the first 45 pages. I might have had more than an hour actually, but I had some time to kill is the whole point. And I started to read it, and it had me hooked from the first sentence to the last. I wanted to miss this stream that I was about to go on because I was just so into this story. And one thing I do want to say though is I have seen. When I finished reading this, I did look up some Goodreads reviews. I wanted to see what other people were saying. I think I only see like one other review up on YouTube, maybe two. And I wanted to see what other people had to say, so I was looking at reviews on Goodreads, and not many people said this, but for anybody wondering about the price, because I saw a couple of people say like something about the price. This book is about 17 or 18 bucks if you buy it by itself. The whole set of them are 15 bucks each if you buy them off the Valancourt website. And a couple of people I saw talking about the price of this book, saying it wasn't really worth it for the price. It's a thin book for 18 bucks. But the thing, that's like saying paying 30 or 40 bucks for a Criterion Blu-ray is expensive. Do you even Criterion? Do you even Valancourt? If Valancourt didn't bring these books back, we'd be paying crazy high out-of-print prices. Like the book The Voice of the Clown I'm looking for, I can't really find it for under $100. So they should be thankful they're only paying 18 when it could be 15 to 18 when it could be like 50 or 100. And plus you get the really nice paper. It's not that old. I mean, I do like old paper, but I mean, you get just fresh, clean paper, and it's just a really beautiful presentation. The printing on this is really nice. But like I said, it'll have you hooked from the first sentence to the last. This is two stories. When Darkness Loves Us is the first story. Then another story called Beauty is the second story. When Darkness Loves Us is the shorter one of the two. It's probably like 80 pages, I think. And it is really terrifying. The first story is terrifying. The second one isn't really scary, but it's still beautifully written. Both of them are. So When Darkness Loves Us, the first story, the better of the two, is terrifying. It's so well written. I felt like I was there. And I don't want to give away too much of the setting, but it's a very cool setting, a very unique setting, a setting I want to use immediately in one of my books, which, shameless plug, you could get my books, all four of them, on Amazon and Kindle down below. But that being said, it just made me feel like I was there. Same with the second story. The second story, it's not scary. It does have some. It's definitely a horror story. Sometimes the second one might not feel like it because of the setting, really, and some of the things the character goes through. Like the whole setting in the first one is extremely terrifying, and there is like just so many twists. You'll be saying what like 50 times with the first story. The second story, the setting isn't really creepy, but you do get to learn a lot more about the characters in the second story, and it does definitely have horror elements, like I said, but much less in the second story. It doesn't really get that creepy until like the end, really, in the second one, but both stories are beautifully written, and it's definitely a recommend. Finding this book, I mean, like if they didn't come back with this reprint, we'd be paying 50 bucks for this thing. Like I've seen a lot of the books in here, like I've looked them up on Amazon and eBay, and sure, there's some of them you could find for like 6 or 7 bucks. But there's a lot of them in there that like some I couldn't even find on Amazon. There's some that are like $80, and it's like there's one copy on eBay for $80 of some of these, and you can't find it anywhere else. So people worried about price, I mean, it's definitely worth it for the price. And at least When Darkness Loves Us, I can't really speak for these other ones here I haven't read yet, but this one is more than just a pretty cover. It's got a fantastic, compelling, well-written story, and that's really all I want to tell you guys about it. It's best to go into this book pretty blind and not know much about it, because there's just so many twists and turns in both of them. Mostly the first one has like a lot of twists. And it is just really, it's just a really great book, and I can't say enough good things about it. So that's my review. It's definitely a recommend, and I'll be having some more reviews of these other books as I finish them. That's all I got to say about this one. And like I said, I also have my own books on Amazon and Kindle. If you guys want to buy any of my books, then those are also down below in the description. And I'll also have the link to Paperbacks from Hell if you guys want to go support Valancourt Books. They're doing great work. They reprint a lot of old fiction, out-of-print stuff from the 70s and 80s, and even older, hard-to-find books from the 1900s, 1800s, 1700s. They're putting out all sorts of stuff, and they're a great company, great customer service. I highly recommend them. I've never really been a fan of like a book publisher specifically until Valancourt. I'm just obsessed with them. They put out so much good stuff. So guys, please go check out Valancourt. Check out my books as well. And When Darkness Loves Us is definitely a big recommend. Have a great day, everyone.